Marsh. We'll go
Hey,
first.
guys.
We'll take our first question from Kevin Dupont. Go ahead, Kevin.
Hey, Brad, a couple if I could.
Yeah.
The first one relates to something Cam said the other day, and I'll paraphrase this the best I can. Wants to see more of a straight line approach to the net, guys getting in there, getting ugly. Certainly, that's nothing new to your game. That's a lot of your game. But part of me thinks easier said than done. Just curious of your view of that.
Yeah, it's easier said than done because it's a mentality, and guys, it's a habit and a mentality, and to break that or to implement it into your game, it takes time. It takes a lot of effort. Starts from practice, something you got to incorporate every drill, getting there, stopping. If there's any loose pucks, putting them in, and so it's just something that you got to continually work on, and for it to really be noticeable in your game. Like I said, it's something that takes a while, and you really got to focus on it, which you can do, but it's just not going to happen naturally. So you got to continually work on it and remind yourself to do it each and every game until it's a consistent thing. But he's not wrong when you're not scoring the amount of goals that you want to or you used to, or they're a little harder to come by. When you look around the league, most goals are scored in front of the net, and rebounds and stuff like that. Goalies are too good now. Teams are too good at coming back and too fast. So you do have to get there and get ugly goals.
And second one, Bruce just said Tuukka could be ready for games here in 3 weeks. We haven't had the luxury to talk to Tuukka, so I'm wondering, what's he saying? How does he sound? How does he? What do you know of what's going on with him?
I essentially know that same thing, that he'll be ready in a few weeks. I don't really know a whole lot other than he's been skating and working on getting back. But Tuukks is one of the best goalies in the world, and if he comes back and he's at that level, then that's great. And he obviously he has the talent that when you shoot on him and you see him in the net, he's so calm, and he's just one of those guys that their abilities are impressive, and that's why he's been one of the best goalies in the league for the last 10 or 15 years or whatever it's been. So it's great that he's that close to getting back, and he's one of those guys that can win you games. But we have a big job to do the rest of the year, regardless of who's in net. We got to keep building. It starts for the first game on whenever we play again, and we'll kind of go from there.
Thanks, Brad.
Thank you.
Go next, Steve Conroy.
Hey, Brad, glad to see you back. How was your bout, or if you could even call it that? Were you asymptomatic, or how
I wasn't asymptomatic. No, I had a stuffed nose, like a little congestion, and then body aches or headache or whatever for a day and a half or 2 days, or not much, but it was pretty easy going, the whole time. But a little mild symptoms.
Yeah, and just how do you feel about the daily testing and Kim had mentioned the other day about you're almost looking for trouble when you're testing daily when a lot of guys aren't having any symptoms.
Yeah, it's tough. This whole thing's tough because there's obviously a valid argument on both sides where this could be the new norm with the variant coming around every year, and it's something we're going to have to live with, and we can't be kind of doing this year in and year out and every day. At some point, we have to get back to some normalcy. Guys have done what they're supposed to do and get vaccinated and all that stuff, and at some point we got to kind of get back to normal, and he's not wrong. Other leagues have gone to the testing if you have symptoms, but otherwise you're asymptomatic. You just kind of go about your day, and that's we definitely have to get to that. The NBA's there, the NFL is going there now, and we're going to be next. So it needs to get there soon. We can't continually have holdups in the league. If guys are fine, there's no reason that they shouldn't be able to play. So hopefully we get to that soon.
Thank you.
Joe Haggerty.
Hey, Marshy. I'm sure you kind of saw this coming. It's like a slow moving train with the Olympics and, what ended up happening. But when it was official, just how disappointed were you? I know it's something you were really looking forward to. And,
Yeah.
this may have been your shot to be able to play. Who knows what's going to happen 4 years from now. But how disappointing was it?
It's very disappointing. That something that was promised and part of the CBA when we last signed the deal. I almost felt like they were trying to get out of it for a while, and they didn't want us to go. There should be something in place or put in place where we should be able to go and experience that. Guys work their entire lives, and I know that at the end of the day, they don't care about the Olympics. They don't make money on it, and that's ultimately what this is. It's a business. And we're an asset. Let's just call a spade a spade. And they don't want to risk us getting hurt over there. So that's obviously part of it. But, it should be the player's option to go play in the tournament. It's the Olympics. It's the best of the best. And if you've earned the right and you've earned the opportunity to go there, you should have the option to go play. So it's extremely disappointing that the players aren't going. Again, I think guys have worked their entire lives, put themselves in a position to compete at that level and in that opportunity. And it should be guys' decisions whether they choose to go or not, regardless of what's happening in the world. If the Olympics are on and they're playing, then the best players in the world should have that option. So it's tough to deal with.
Thanks, bud.
Thank you, Brad. Thank you, media. We'll send out audio and video of today's calls a little later tonight.